In the heart of Central America, veiled by an impenetrable jungle, lies a mystery carved from solid stone. For centuries, these lands held their secrets close, guarding artifacts of a civilization lost to time. Whispers and legends spoke of giants and otherworldly beings, but the truth is far more astounding. Here, scattered across the Diquís Delta, are hundreds of stone spheres, some weighing over 16 tons. They are almost perfectly round, a feat of engineering that defies explanation for their supposed primitive creators. No written records explain their purpose. No chisel marks betray their method of creation. They are silent sentinels. Some are small enough to hold, while others tower over a fully grown person, their scale simply breathtaking. They have been found buried deep underground, resting on riverbeds, and even perched atop hills. Who carved these impossible objects? And for what grand, forgotten purpose did they place them here? Join us as we journey into the jungle to unravel the enigma of the great stone spheres. The story of their modern rediscovery begins in the 1930s, not with archaeologists, but with laborers. The United Fruit Company was clearing vast tracts of dense jungle for banana plantations. It was grueling work, pushing back a wilderness that had stood untouched for centuries. Then, their blades and bulldozers struck something that did not yield, something unnatural in this organic world. As they cleared the soil away, an object of impossible perfection began to emerge from the earth. Imagine their astonishment. In the middle of nowhere, a perfectly sculpted stone ball buried for ages. Soon, another was found, and then another. They were everywhere, hidden just beneath the surface. Local legends of hidden gold inside the spheres led to tragic consequences for these priceless artifacts. Many were dynamited, revealing nothing but solid rock. Others were rolled into ravines or simply discarded. This chaotic discovery period meant crucial information about their original placement and context was lost forever. The sheer scale of the phenomenon is staggering. Over 300 spheres have been cataloged to date. They range in size from a few centimeters in diameter, like a bowling ball, to over 2 meters. The largest examples weigh an estimated 16 tons, equivalent to 2 large elephants. How were they moved? Most are carved from gabbro, a hard, igneous rock similar to basalt, quarried from miles away. Some spheres are found alone, solitary monoliths guarding a patch of jungle, their purpose a total mystery. Others appear in groups, sometimes in straight lines or geometric patterns, suggesting a deliberate grand design. These arrangements, known as alignments, have fueled speculation about their function for decades. Archaeologists found them associated with ancient plazas, suggesting they held a public or ceremonial role. They were also found atop burial sites, perhaps as eternal guardians for the important dead. The sheer variety in size and placement only deepens the mystery of their ultimate meaning. Perhaps the greatest puzzle is not why they were made, but how. The craftsmanship is astonishing. Many of the spheres are more than 96% perfectly spherical, an almost impossible level of precision. This was achieved without metal tools, without lathes, and without any known advanced measuring devices. The leading theory suggests a painstaking process of hammering, pecking, and grinding with harder stones. First, a massive boulder would be roughly shaped by fracturing it with intense heat and cold. Then, for years, perhaps even decades, teams of workers would meticulously chip away at the surface. The sphere would be constantly rotated to ensure an even shape, a monumental task for a 16-ton object. Finally, the surface would be polished to a high sheen using sand or leather, erasing all tool marks. The level of dedication and generational knowledge required for this process is difficult to comprehend today. This incredible precision, achieved with simple tools, remains one of archaeology's most profound questions. So who were these master stonemasons? All evidence points to the now vanished Diquís culture. This pre-Columbian society flourished in this region from roughly 700 AD to the 1530s. They were part of a wider cultural network, but their artistic achievements were unique and sophisticated. While they left no writing, they left behind a wealth of other artifacts, particularly in metalwork. Their gold ornaments often depict animal-human hybrids and complex mythological scenes, hinting at a rich cosmology. It is this same attention to detail and artistic mastery that we see in the stone spheres. Their society was organized into chiefdoms, with powerful leaders who likely commissioned these monumental works. The arrival of Spanish explorers in the 16th century marked the beginning of the end for the Diquís. Conflict and foreign diseases devastated their population, and their culture rapidly declined and vanished. With them died the knowledge of the spheres, leaving behind only the silent, enigmatic stones themselves. With their makers gone, we are left to theorize. One of the most compelling ideas is astronomical. Could these spheres have been a giant celestial calendar tracking the movements of the sun, moon, and stars? Some researchers have noted that certain alignments point directly to sunrise on the solstices and equinoxes. This would have been vital information for an agricultural society, dictating planting and harvesting times. Other proposed alignments match the positions of major constellations like the Pleiades or Orion's belt. Perhaps the spheres were a map of the heavens, rendered in 3 dimensions on the Earth itself. The perfect spherical shape could have represented the sun, the moon, or other celestial bodies. However, the astronomical theory has a major problem: context. Most spheres have been moved from their original locations. Without knowing their precise original alignments, proving a celestial connection is incredibly difficult. The sky map remains a tantalizing but unproven possibility, a ghost of a grand cosmic plan. A more grounded theory suggests the spheres were powerful symbols of status and political power. In a society without writing, monumental architecture is a way to project authority and legacy. Commissioning, creating, and moving a 16-ton sphere would require immense resources and a large workforce. Only a very powerful chieftain could command such a feat, making the sphere a direct symbol of his influence. The spheres were often placed at the entrances to villages or in front of important dwellings. This suggests they acted as markers, declaring ownership and signifying the importance of the inhabitants. The size of the sphere might have been proportional to the status of the family or leader. They could also have served as territorial markers between competing chiefdoms, a line drawn in stone. This theory neatly explains the variety in size, the immense effort, and their placement near settlements. The spheres were not just art, but a political language, speaking of power to all who saw them. Such a profound mystery inevitably attracts more imaginative explanations. The spheres are no exception. Some have proposed they are relics from the mythical lost city of Atlantis, left behind after its fall. This theory connects the spheres to a supposed global network of ancient, advanced civilizations. However, there is absolutely no archaeological evidence to support any connection to a mythical sunken continent. An even more popular fringe theory credits their creation to extraterrestrial visitors in the distant past. Proponents argue that the perfection of the spheres is impossible with primitive tools, thus requiring alien technology. Perhaps they are navigation beacons, galactic markers, or even the eggs of some stony alien life form. But these ideas, while exciting, ignore the clear evidence of local human ingenuity and artistry. Experimental archaeology has shown that creating such spheres with stone tools is difficult, but not impossible. The truth isn't about aliens, it's about the incredible, overlooked capabilities of our own ancestors. The greatest tragedy of the stone spheres is not that we don't know their purpose, but that we could have. When they were rediscovered in the 1930s, they were seen not as priceless artifacts, but as obstacles. The myths of hidden gold led to the deliberate destruction of dozens of spheres with dynamite. Each shattered stone was a library of lost information, a chapter of history turned to dust. Others were moved, becoming status symbols for wealthy landowners and government buildings across Costa Rica. While this saved them from destruction, it divorced them from their original location and arrangement. An entire astronomical alignment or a carefully planned territorial border could be undone by moving a single stone. Archaeologists now face the daunting task of trying to reconstruct this scattered 3-dimensional puzzle. The meaning was not just in the spheres themselves, but in their precise relationship to each other and the land. We may never know the full story, a casualty of carelessness and a lack of foresight. Today, the stone spheres of the Diquís are recognized for what they are, a treasure of human history. In 2014, the remaining undisturbed sites were collectively named a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This designation helps protect the few spheres that remain in their original context from further disruption. They have become a national symbol of Costa Rica, a proud link to its pre-Columbian past. Tourists and researchers now visit them, gazing in wonder at the same site that stunned laborers decades ago. The theories of status and astronomy remain the most likely, but without definitive proof, they are just educated guesses. Perhaps the truth is a combination of many theories, a multi-layered purpose we can no longer decipher. They are a humbling reminder that with simple tools, human beings can achieve the seemingly impossible. They don't need a myth of aliens or Atlantis to be wondrous. Their human origin is the most wondrous story of all. The spheres remain silent and perfect, their secrets locked away, waiting for a key that may never be found.